I mean, we continue to be solid. I think that's the main point. I mean, I took over the company 4 years ago, and the consumer demand on the brand had actually been rather stable, but kind of the share price has been rather up and down, which of course then there was some kind of miscommunication, let's say. And I think what we've continued to do is to deliver that stability, and that, I think this is now what the stock market is starting to appreciate more.
Can you give us a sense of what current trading looks like? Because I think we're all very focused on the Chinese reopening, and we want to understand also how much resilience there is in the Western consumer at this point. So what are you seeing in both of those trends?
So first of all, China is only 3-4% of my global revenue, so I'm not as influenced by that. Of course, we're very happy that traffic is coming back into the stores. So January opening, the first 4 or 5 weeks, we can see each week that there's sequentially more traffic footfall. However, bear in mind from a rather low level, so that thing needs to continue. But so far so good in China. Then thinking about the rest of the world, the results would suggest that we had Q4 ended up flattish in our books, organic revenue, and that trend continued into January. So we haven't seen a drop off or a surge, but it's stable, and I think that's important for us.
I'm just looking at, we've all had, dare I say it, female family members over the years who have said, I want this charm or what have you. But it's always kind of in the advertising as being very surreal and subtle. Now I go onto your website, and I'm not saying it's not surreal and subtle, but it's like free charm when you spend up to £30, when you spend £59 or more. One bracelet plus 2 charms, £99 with a little star against it. And then I go a little bit further down, it's buy now, pay later as well. So you seem to be a lot more aware of how you have to push the value proposition with people's, dare I say it, straightened times a little bit more.
I mean, in reality, there are periods in the year when, let's say, price promotion becomes a little bit more activated.
Valentine's Day is the key.
Exactly. So you have Valentine's Day, we have Mother's Day, and then we have the whole kind of Black Friday, Christmas trading. In between, it's full price sales. If you look at our total year, 85% of my business is going on full price sale. Right now, we're in this kind of key trading moment where everybode's kind of holding it up a little bit.
Can I be brutal? And I don't mean to you, but I mean to the whole buy now, pay later industry. I hate it. I think it puts people in debt. I think a lot of people we know can't afford what they're buying now to pay later as well, and eventually they end up paying high interest rates. Because, do you not have a problem with that yourself?
On a personal level, I mean, I come from a place in Sweden where we spend what we have in the pocket.
I've spoken to the CEO of Klarna many times, and he and I, let's say do not have a meeting of minds.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I come from a culture where you spend what you have, and this is obviously a different way of dealing with it. But I suppose all these consumption economies, that's kind of where they've gone.
Yeah.
You don't buy your house, the bank buys your house, and then you kind of pay off your mortgage over 30 years or whatever it may be. So I think that's just where the Western society has gone to. Then we can have philosophical debates whether it's good, bad, or
We'll
indifferent.
do that another time. It's probably not. A quick word from me just on China. I noticed you just said it's a very small part of your revenues. Clearly you want to grow it. I'm looking at the quarterly development as well. I think that's looking backwards because it's about COVID, so there's some big negatives now. But you must have high aspirations for expanding beyond those 2 core markets of the United Kingdom and the US.
Yeah, I mean, actually, we have 10 markets that make up like 85% of our global revenue. We've added 2 countries in the most, let's say five last years that are kind of gone into this top 10 club, and we continue adding countries. We have a good proposition that actually works with the global consumer, so it's a matter of focusing and kind of knocking them off one after the other.